Why did Cierra do that? Guys, I'm actually really confused. Because she's the one that had the deciding vote, right? If she stood behind Adriana, is that how you say her name? Adriana? No, sorry, is it Adriana. If she stood behind her, she would have stayed, right? And that's supposed to be her friend? Okay. If she stayed behind TJ, she would have been supporting her friend Iris, TJ's also her friend as well. And they're in this foursome of like secure couples, right? And then he would have stayed. But you stood behind Taylor. Like, Cierra, sometimes her decision making is very calculated. You know? Like, and I don't think she's a bad person, but even like, for example, when her and Bella Dashe were fighting over, well, not fighting, but they were competing for Nick's attention. Like, they went into the, what do you call it? The photo booth, and they were just kissing and all that, taking like, you know, risque pictures and stuff. It's like she knew that, okay, let me do this because I know Bella is not a very, very like sexually or intimately forward person. So let me do this. Let me secure him by that. Then when, is it Iris came? Who's the person? Iris or Adriana? I can't remember. Adriana. I can't remember which one came in. Then she gave him the cat. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm not saying, you know, I'm just saying that even when she wanted them to be closed off and they came back after Casa Amor, she gave him the cootie cat as well. She wasn't stingy with a kitty cat. Stingy with a kitty cat. Again, nothing wrong with that, by the way. But it just seems as if when she wants Nick to do something, she becomes very sexual. And apparently they have sex a lot in the house, to the point where they're doing it in you know, the room and not going out like Iris and TJ did. I just, you know, again, I only want people shagging next to me if I'm also shagging as well. Every night someone's shagging next to me, I would get so annoyed. Like, unless we're all doing something like that, don't do that. I want to sleep. But yeah, moving back to Cierra. I mean, she's kind of like a Huda, but just more like better mannered. But she knows what she's doing, because even with the Hannah situation, them sending Hannah, of course it wasn't just her decision, but the rationale she gave at the game the other day didn't make sense to me. And it's kind of like, I want to win. Oh, I want to stay in as long as possible. So I'm going to try and break up the couples that have the greatest connections. But I have to do it in a strategic way. Because I don't think she would have done that if it was Ace or Shelley. If it was that one of them were... I don't think she would have betrayed them. So, or maybe she wants to support Nick, because obviously Nick is her man in there. And Taylor is Nick's, like, Cody in the house. That's the only reason. But even then, that's such a bird reason. I'm going to pick you because my man picks you. But there's like 2 other people that you're close with that you could have picked. I'm just so confused, guys. Even to an extent, Lalandria, her voting for Austin, I'm assuming maybe they've got a really close relationship, because he wasn't staying. So it was kind of like a wasted vote, in my opinion. I mean, again, she's going to say why. I guess they can do whatever they want. But with Cierra, I would have been like, this guy just dogged me out, and you're going to stand behind him to stay? Like, I feel like she went against girl code. I understand why Nick is there. I understand why Clark is there. I can't remember who else was behind them, but I didn't have an issue with them. But it was Cierra. I just didn't understand why you're standing behind Taylor. Clark is a casualty because, you know, she doesn't seem like a horrible person or anything like that. But her association with Taylor is what brought her down. And again, I don't have an issue that Taylor and, you know, they found each other and they like each other. There's nothing wrong with that. But you used Alandria to stay in the villa. Let's just be real. You never liked her. You used her. And because you never explicitly said it, you know, I think that you kind of led her on. Like, let's just be real. I don't know how what's her name didn't see it, but I think it was easy not to see it when there was no one else coming in the villa for Taylor, because Taylor is not a hot commodity in the villa. Like, no shade, they weren't coming for him. They were saying Jeremiah, Ace, and Nick. Those are the 3 people that people were coming for at the beginning. So he was managing her, and to an extent, maybe she was managing him as well. But no, actually no, because when Jalen came, she chose him over chose Jalen. Yeah, she chose him over Jalen. So I honestly thought, she thought, wow, this guy actually, like, he might like me, or we've got this connection, but that was false. He was just using you. So to see him now, like, kind of know that we don't F with him like that, America, you did a good thing there. So yeah, Clark was kind of a casualty because she didn't deserve to be at the end, to be honest with you. But it's by association. So I think now she probably knows, right, I ain't winning this. Not with this guy. Everyone don't like him. And in turn, it's people not going to like me. So we'll see how people move from next episode. Because even Ace, them not see Amaya is fan favourite. Alandria was at the top. Shelly and Ace were towards the bottom each time. Taylor was at each time. He was below, towards the bottom. It's just, I don't even know who's going to win. I thought it would be Iris and TJ by now, because they were actually a solid couple. But maybe Cierra wants to really win because she's making chess moves on behalf of her and Nick. What else happened in this episode? Also Chris, Chris got onto Andriana saying, oh, she wasn't the most truthful. I can't remember what the thing was or whatever it is. And he got onto her like, oh, she never said that she's the one that wrote it until two rounds after. And I'm just like, Huda literally wrote that about Pepe and told you in secret. But it's Andriana that is the one that's not trustworthy. Get the hell out of here, man. Or can't keep a secret. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, I'm glad Austin is gone. Like, I didn't dislike him, but there was no connection. He didn't have a connection with anyone there. He just complained the whole time. So it was his time to go. I feel bad for Jaden, Grayson. I feel bad for her as well, but I'm just saying, Hannah's at home right now. She is like, rah, this guy is still hung up on me, and I left over a week ago. Ooh, Hannah, what do you need to teach us? What have you got down there? Also, when it comes to Zach, watch Zach start being nicer to Amaya or want to try things out with Amaya now. Now he knows that she's the most liked girl. You ain't slick, Zach. Listen, I know my British guys. That guy, he was on Big Brother UK literally, last year, right? Last summer? Was it last summer? He ain't slick. That's a professional reality show contestant right there. See how next year we'll see him on Traitors or something. Ace as well.